Welcome, one and all. Season 2 of All Influencer Wrestling kicks off right now. I, as always, am your Clout Missioner, Captain Tyrion's Guy
The
Dow.
following contest is an 8-woman battle royal. Making her way to the ring from San Salvador, El Salvador, La Llorona.
Kicking things off with absolute chaos, an 8-competitor battle royal, the first of 2 such matches that we have on the card for you tonight. Making her way down, the enigmatic, the devastating, the dramatic Aria. Whilst we may not be going into Season 2 with what one might call a clean slate, this is a chance for a reset, a chance for every last clout chaser to re-establish themselves, to set their path for the rest of this season. All of our title holders are going to be watching these matches with an intensity, with a focus to see who is likely to be gunning for them over the coming weeks.
And from out of this world, the Zombie.
Often underestimated, always capitalizing on any opportunity she can find, Lucette Forrester, making her way down to the ring, staring a hole through Iona. All 8 of these competitors looking to throw one another off over that top rope. Alliances will be a factor in this match, but they will also be temporary. Only one competitor will be standing tall at the end of this. And speaking of things carrying over from our previous season, we have some fairly intense rivalries that are still very, very much ongoing. We'll be seeing more of those later on tonight. A competitor who went through a bit of a reinvention late in our first season. New look, new attitude, and it was working out extremely well for her. Hadn't had the greatest of fortunes early on, really turned that around. So she is definitely going to be approaching this contest tonight, looking to carry on that momentum to ensure that she is no longer overlooked. She is no longer underestimated. No nonsense, just pain coming from Amber.
And representing the Dangerous Alliance from Harlem, New York, the bombshell, Dominguez.
And of course, a veteran of the New York scene, someone Amber is extremely familiar with. One half of the Dangerous Alliance, Calypso Dominguez, making her way down to the ring. Very familiar with both of the Dominguez sisters is Amber from the Indies, working their way up until their arrival here in All Influencer Wrestling. Will that result in an alliance, or will that mean they're going out first? But of course, if there's anyone in this match who is more familiar with Calypso,
the Dangerous Alliance from Harlem, New York, the Latina sensation, Teresa Dominguez.
Calypso's sister, the other half of the Dangerous Alliance, Teresa Dominguez, also in this match. potentially a major factor. Both members of this team getting drawn for this competition as we kick things back off. But again, only one of these two, well, only one person, period, will be able to stand tall at the end. Will this be an alliance between the Dangerous Alliance, or are they going to try to take each other out early? Each sister very, very familiar with the other. They know exactly how dangerous each other is. Whether it be blood or water, the chase for clout runs thicker than all. Information broker of all influencer wrestling, Kiri Sajita, making her way down to the ring. We saw a great deal of Kiri during the conflict last season between Battlestar Galactica and the mysterious form who was eventually revealed to be Metrix. Kiri was the one who helped guide Battlestar to reveal the identity of her eventual tormentor. Looking to prove herself inside the ring. A very intellectual, very focused competitor is Kiri. An all-influencer wrestling original, Mary vibing her way down to the ring. There is no competitor, arguably, in all of all-influencer wrestling who has come so close to grabbing hold of greatness as Mary has yet to manage to get hold of those titles. She has come so close, but as of yet has fallen at the final hurdle every time. Is this going to be a turnaround in her fortunes? She's taken that time off. Has she refocused? Has she recentered herself?
And their opponent from Chicago, Illinois, the Wolf.
And representing Chicago comes the Dark Wolf, Fenris. One of the more recent additions to the all-influencer wrestling roster, but one who really made an explosive entrance. Dominant performances in all of her matches thus far. Fenris is a competitor that not many in the ring right now have faced, either one-on-one or in a group setting. Definitely somebody that they will need to keep an eye on. Of course, the flip side being Fenris not familiar with any of the other competitors, but has had the advantage of being able to study the tape. She has had the homework to be done. She has been able to watch all of their matches within this promotion thus far. How is that knowledge going to play out for Fenris in this match? Will the Dark Wolf be the Dark Horse victor as we kick things off here tonight? And with that, all competitors are in the ring. We are ready to go as everyone has split off. And Amber just showing off that power. She has been hitting the weights in the time we've had off. Just demonstrating that body strength. Look at that, one-armed, and down goes Kiri. Amber has not come to play. And though there we have the two largest competitors, Iarona and Mary, both being taken down. Athleticism there, just driving that foot into the face of Lucette Forrester. DDT, down goes Amber. Strike to the face of Fenris, Kiri, and boom, down goes one of the Calypso sisters. Or the Dominguez sisters, excuse me. And Lucette proving that adaptability. Over goes Iarona, working at the midriff of Fenris right there to make Lucette pay. And we have the Dangerous Alliance. No alliance here. Those two were immediately going after one another. Kiri is just getting hoisted around like a sack of potatoes. Fenris seemingly very, very adeptly adjusting her momentum there. Was going to go for Kiri. Shifted. And we're back off to a number of 2-on-2 matchups. Dominant performance by Lucette thus far. That dangerous striking ability, but she just got cracked right across the knee there. And very DDT to Amber. Down she goes. And Kiri fighting her way back into it. Kept up by Iarona. Tried to go for the grapple, but missed. And around and down goes Iarona. Lucette ducking out of the way and grapple there. Suplex over by Kiri. Up she goes. As I said, no love lost between the Dominguez sisters here tonight. They are absolutely lighting each other up. Both probably with the assumption that their own sibling is the biggest danger in this match. Not even an attempt of maintaining their usual tag team offense in this, which is probably a very, very good thing for all 6 of the other competitors. Fenris just wrenching the spine of Forrester over there as... Oh, Iarona. Oh, and up and down we go. As probably our 2 most colourful competitors in the ring, Kiri and Mary, light each other up. Oh, and what do we have here? Down. Good night, Kiri. Probably one of the only competitors that Lucette is able to lift like that. There goes those dangerous strikes of Iarona in the corner. Oh, and we are done. Our first elimination. We are down to 1/2 of the Dangerous Alliance. Will their lack of coordination be something they regret? 7 competitors left in the ring. Over that sheer display of power, it takes a lot to lift somebody the size of Iarona like that. Lucette lighting up Kiri's ribs there. And over she goes. Quick snap suplex by Lucette. Very, very well done by our little powerhouse competitor here. Little dynamic rocket is Lucette Forrester. Not the strongest in the ring, but an incredible amount of striking offense. She will hit quickly and out of nowhere. As will Kiri, taking advantage there. That strategic approach by Kiri saw an opening and just rolled right into Amber to do a little bit of extra work off the back of Mary. Kiri, though, tied up in the ropes in a bit of a dangerous position. Oh, and used Iarona's own momentum against her. But Kiri now in trouble in the hands of Amber Warren. Fenris taking a bit of a breather over in the corner. And Fenris is over that top rope, still holding on, and Fenris is out. Lucette scored an elimination. Another competitor is down. And another down. Iorona is out. Five competitors remain. Which of these is going to stand tall at the end? Over goes Kiri, and there we go. That calculated offense by Sajita there. Not able to directly lift Amber, so putting that physics to use. And down she goes. Mary seemingly waiting for her opportunity and took it whilst Amber was distracted by Kiri. Down she goes and over there, down and around. Lucette continuing to just strike out of nowhere. Oh, Mary's got her hands around Amber. Is that going to do it? Double team offense by Mary and Lucette. And oh my word. Lucette hoisting Mary up to use as a missile and then just walking right over her back. The disrespect shown by Lucette Forrester, but that is how alliances in a match like this always go. You team up and then immediately you've got to watch your back. Amber taking advantage of this momentary distraction, but she's got Forrester watching her back. Oh, and over. Can Sajita hold on? Is Kiri gone? Kiri is out. Hoisted over by Amber.
Has been eliminated.
4 down. 4 to go. And Amber, I mentioned at the start, she was out here with something to prove tonight, and she is absolutely doing that. A dominant performance by our New York native, bouncing the antlers of Mary right off the turnbuckle. Excellent reversal there by Warren. And the sheer reserves of strength that Forrester had to pull out to get somebody the size of Mary up and over like that. It didn't quite work out. Was not able to capitalize. Mary stunned, but very much still in this. I see Warren there, though, stalking her prey. And fall away slam, landing directly on the prone body of Lucette. Oh, and we might see another alliance. There we do, and an immediate turn. Poor Mary continually making these temporary alliances within this match and immediately getting stabbed in the back for it. And running clothesline over goes Forrester. Is Mary going to be out? Fights her way back through. No, our Druid Princess still in the match. And Mary looking for a little bit of revenge there on Amber. That may well have saved Dominguez, though. She is able to fight her way back through. Skin of the teeth there, holding herself onto that rope. Barely able to force her way back in, but she does so, and down. Snap goes the neck of Amber Warren. Mary, now 3 competitors left. Who's going to come out on top? Big spinning discus lariat from Mary. And a striking right arm there. Our Druidic Princess is lighting up. Running dropkick to the back of the Dominguez sister. Hoists Amber over, ties her up in the ropes. Can she get her over? No, counter. Amber Warren may be about to make Mary pay for that, and again showing off that strength this deep into the match. A very impressive strength showing by Amber Warren. And down crashing goes Mary, and right up into a carry, and backdrop. Down goes Warren. Mary hoisted back to her feet. And dropping a knee onto the arm of Mary. A smart move there. Take out the arms. It's going to be much, much harder to get any one of your opponents over that top rope. And down, right, driving the head into the knees there. Vicious move by Warren. Mary there, though, to capitalize, make her pay for it. And into the corner. And trying to hoist up. Can Mary do it? Can Mary get Amber out of the ring? She's fighting back. Clubbing blows. No, Amber Warren able to hang on. And grabbing by the back of their hair and a clubbing blow to the chest. Some people pay good money for treatment like that, but Mary is not feeling it. But over the top she goes, and that is Amber Warren out. And Mary in a very, very precarious position there, right by the ropes. Oh, but the taunting. We have seen that so often from both members of the Dangerous Alliance, and that arrogance, that taunting is what has cost them time and time again. Opportunity after opportunity. They are their own biggest enemies at this point. But it is a justified cockiness. They are that good, but it does cause them to get complacent. And Mary with the reversal drags over and down. It could go any way at this point. Mary backing up and shoulder tackle. Thankfully not lowering those antlers. That could have been a very, very unpleasant experience. Oh, over she goes. Mary down again. Both competitors exhausted at this point. One slip up could be all it takes. Trying to get Mary up and over. Can she make it through? Mary's fighting back. Can she get that momentum through? Can she make it? And a well-timed blow to the side of the head by Mary. Just barely able to hang on. And right back, here we go again. And flips over and out, and she is done. Teresa Dominguez takes the match. What a showing by all competitors. And that is something that Calypso is going to be hearing no end of, I am certain.
Latina sensation, Teresa Dominguez.
For Teresa to not only be victorious, but for her sister, her tag partner Calypso, to be the first one eliminated. You have to wonder what that is going to do for the relationship between these siblings. We are off to a high-octane start here at All Influencer Wrestling, and that continues as we see the continuation of one of our more prominent situations from the end of last season. We'll be right back after these short messages.
Luz tried everything to open the door, but it wouldn't budge. Hammers, axes, magic, saws, more magic, fire, even more magic, and magic explosions. Still, the door refused her. Why? After all this time and effort, why wouldn't the damn thing open? Sure, it was an enchanted door that would open the path to a potentially catastrophic amount of magic pouring back into the universe, causing endless natural disasters that would drown or bury most cities from existence. But there was an equally high chance that wouldn't happen, and that the magic had been sealed away by ignorant fools for nothing. She had to believe there was a reason why she could tap into a sliver of the magic locked behind the door. That this was it, her singular life purpose. Open the door, restore its magic back to everyone like it used to be in the stories, where anyone could use magic, for good or bad. That had to be it, right? That had to be why she was standing here, in the door's pocket dimension, on a small plot of Earth, large enough for only one person to stand in front of it, swearing at this void-black door with iridescent veins flowing along its surface like water, living, taunting her to just open it already. So why was it so hard to swing the damn thing wide? Somehow, she had shoved the door apart just a crack ages ago. A thin, wispy line of light seeped out of a seam down the centre. Whenever she used teleportation magic, as she had decided to call it since she didn't know the correct term and hadn't seen others use it before, probably because it was dangerous and required sliding through space and time, but who was counting? She tapped into a sliver of warmth and power to travel wherever she wished. She'd managed that slight opening unthinking as a child, then never again. What was she doing wrong now? Worse, what if she wasn't doing anything wrong? What if this door wasn't meant to open for her after all? What else could there be for her but this? After everything, after all that searching, what else could there be?
This has been an extract from The Void Door by V.M. Ayala. To read the full story, please visit beneath-ceaseless-skies.com and search for issue 378. And thank you for watching Masterpiece Theatre.
Welcome back to intense rivalry action. This woman destroyed the end of season 1 here, and she is now a full-fledged roster member. Agreements have been made.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring, representing the Syndicate from New York.
Marion Eleanor Trix Metrix and her new ally. Accompanying his leader to the ring, Al-G Rhythm, Metrix's key chief minion. Metrix spent weeks, months tormenting, torturing Battlestar Galactica, costing her opportunity after opportunity, making her life a living hell. Battlestar was able to get the upper hand, but Metrix punished her for it at the end. And so here she comes, one-on-one.
And representing Chaos from Valhalla, the Tank.
Battlestar Galactica waiting desperately for the chance to get her hands in a straight-out match on her tormentor, on Metrix. Battlestar is going to be out to hurt Metrix. This is not just about scoring a win, this is about sending a message, this is about revenge. This is about fighting on behalf of everyone who has been harassed and tormented by Metrix. But of course, he's there lurking on the outside. What effect will Al-G Rhythm have on this match? eyeing him up there. Battlestar knows she is going to need to keep eyes in the back of their head during out this entire conflict. And we are off. Battlestar there, almost baiting Metrics to try and get those blows in. And she is more than willing to oblige. Metrics very much having the upper hand in this match. Took advantage of that opening Battlestar offered at the beginning. We have yet to see Metrics really in much active competition. She has had the one match against Battlestar thus far. We have very little knowledge of what she can actually do in the ring. We know she is a technical expert. We know that she is able to, in the past, hack into the production equipment here at AIW. And Battlestar, with that cocky, just one-arm draped pin, she is looking to humiliate Metrics, as not let go of that left wrist, excuse me. Val now very, very much back in control, trying to break the nose of Metrics, but takes that moment to play to the crowd, and Metrics suddenly back up, able to make her suffer for it. You cannot take your eye off Metrics for long. And there she is, her own arrogance, that just blown kiss. Hoisting Battlestar across the ring, dodges out the way of that stomp though. And running DDT down into the mat goes Battlestar. And you see there on the outside, Algae Rhythm just resting on the edge of the mat, just keeping his presence perpetually known. DDT down to the mat goes Battlestar. And pedigree down goes Battlestar. That is a crushing blow. Metrics going for the pinfall. And she has done it. What an upset. What an upset. Having to constantly keep an eye on Metrix's new ally, possibly costing Battlestar during that match. Able to take the upper hand there, and there he is, Algae Rhythm, waiting, congratulating his commander. Marion Eleanor Trix scores a very effective victory over Battlestar in this opening episode of Season 2. You have to imagine this is not going to be unanswered. Nonetheless, we will be right back with further intense rivalry actions as we revisit another feud that was just starting to heat up at the end of last season after these short messages. We will be right back. Hi, I'm Captain Turiant Guidel, most definitely handsome pirate in all of Minster, and the clout missioner of all influencer wrestling. As a swashbuckling pirate, I know a thing or two about hats. And sometimes, even I feel the hats I own are just too big. So when I feel the need for minuscule millinery, there's only one place that comes to mind. TinyHatLabs.com. Tiny Hat Labs have always sought to push the boundaries of what's possible in client engagement millinery feedback solutions. Their guiding question remains the same today as it was when they were founded. What if small hat, but tiny? Operating at the nexus of science, engineering, artificial intelligence, art, fashion and design, Tiny Hat Labs seeks to pave the way to a paradigm shift in headpiece technology. While others ask, how much? TinyHatLabs.com asks, how little? I'm Captain Turiant Guidel, and TinyHatLabs.com is my favourite place for hats on the internet. And we are right back to revisit another rivalry holding over from the end of Season 1. Banshee versus Saria
The following
Violet.
contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Sin City, Banshee.
An intense back and forth rivalry really started to heat up between Banshee and Saria over the last few weeks of our previous season, and they are eager to tear strips off one another at the beginning here as well. The opportunistic, vicious strikes of Banshee against the well-trained striking offense of our Sun Soul Monk Saria Violet have proven to be a very effective counter for each other.
From overseas, Violet.
The entrances showcasing the difference between these two competitors. Banshee putting on very much a show as she makes her way down to the ring, and Saria demonstrating her martial expertise. Of course, those weapons not legal in an all-influencer wrestling ring, but not something that Saria needs. Both of these competitors not really yet able to reach their peak. They haven't really been able to break through into the upper echelons of the rankings here in all-influencer wrestling. And as much as these two have been having this intense feud between them, you really can't argue that both have elevated each other as a result of their conflict. Both of them better in the ring than when they came in. Whichever of them is able to score the victory, score that all-important momentum going into this fresh season. There's a lot to play for here, and look at that counter. That's what I'm talking about. Baited Saria into that charging strike and just tossed her through the middle rope. Banshee is a incredibly canny competitor, somebody you really have to watch out for those reversals with. And so we see Saria going up to the top rope, kicking in that step of the wind up there, and going damn near the full way across the ring there. What a diving elbow, but Banshee able to kick out. And tying Saria up in knots and dragging back that arm, trying to take care of some of that devastating striking offense of Violet. The downsides to this approach with a competitor like Saria is if you weaken the arms, the legs are just as dangerous. She is a well-trained martial artist. Every part of this competitor's body is a lethal weapon. You really need to stretch the damage out to ensure that as much damage over time builds up as possible. In this case, Banshee really starting to work the arms though, and rolls through into a pinning predicament, only a 1 though. Vaults under and over, and the athleticism of Violet on full display. Got her that time with that jumping knee. And leg drop across the chest of Banshee. What does Saria go right back to the well? It worked the first time. Why not work for a second? And oh, look at the arrogance of that pin. Just pinning down onto the chest. Didn't even attempt to hook the legs. Way too early in the match to be trying to pull something like that. Tried to go back to the well for a third time. Banshee had it scouted. Kicking in with those striking offenses of her own. Those dangerous spiked boots of Banshee right into the neck of Saria Violet. And quick strikes, there goes that dangerous knee. Sends Saria off into the ropes and vaults over. Look at the athleticism there, just landing perfectly on her feet after kicking off of Violet's chest. And over she goes and crack, Pele kick over, down, cracking into the back of the head of Violet. Builds up that momentum. What does Banshee have in mind here? Oh, whatever it was, I think... Oh, no, she's got in that abdominal stretch. Violet is in trouble. Definitely going to need to have a word with this referee about staying out of the way of the hard cam, but there we go. Saria Violet able to counter through. Dropped Banshee right down onto the back. Missed with that roundhouse, though. And takes a shoe to the face for her trouble. And look, just vaulting immediately up to the top rope. Leg drop of her own, hooks the leg. And that has done it. Banshee takes the victory. I don't think Banshee is quite done though, and going back to another. Oh, she is not done inflicting pain upon Saria. Boot to the ribs. The disrespect shown by Banshee. No love lost there. Banshee delivering a statement to Saria Violet with that at the end there. This rivalry, I have a feeling, is far from done. And with that, we have yet more multi-competitor action coming up here for you next. We'll be right back. Okay, I just murdered Vegeta with a truck. What the hell is this game? And she came down the stairs, breast in boobily.
I wasn't ready. Woo, that was good.
Nope. I looked at the map, went, where's the boss? Oh, it's that way, and immediately went in the wrong direction. If that is not a perfect example of my sense of direction, I don't know what is. You're the new farmer. I see. No offense, but you look like you've never held a tool in your life. Excuse me, Jim. I am well adept at holding my tool. Thank you very much.
The whole Guardian, not me.
The God Emperor made me do it!
The God Emperor made me do it. Yes. Oh, can I get away with yelling that in real life, please? Wait, oh. Fight is now an option. I'm sorry, I have a baseball bat? Oh, hold on, you're smoking. We return for our second 8-competitor Battle Royale.
The following contest is an 8-man Battle Royal. Making his way to the ring from Manchester, New Hampshire, weighing in at 175 pounds, Bew Day.
One of the newest additions to the All Influencer Wrestling roster, making their debut close towards the end of the last season. Bude here looking to make a statement, looking to show everybody, every last one of these clout chasers, just what they can do. Again, somebody who has had a lot of time to study the tape of the other clout chasers in the ring, but really has yet to have much experience in the AIW ring themselves, something that could be a solid advantage to Bude in this match. And here he comes. It's the crowd favorite.
And from Edinburgh, Scotland, weighing in at 158 pounds, Stephen Joyce.
The crowd comes alive every time that bouncy music hits. Stephen Joyce making his way down to the ring, a veteran of multi-competitor matches. Somebody who missed a great deal of the latter half of our season previously after putting in an absolute shift during Clash for Charity, where that popularity arguably worked against Stephen, as the AIW Universe booked him in match after match after match. I believe up to 4 matches on one night for Stephen. Really took some toll, but he has had that time off, as has everybody. He is back, and he is ready to come and spread some joy here to the All Influencer Wrestling universe. Artificer himself, Big Magic Reynolds, making his way down. The gates to the lab are open. The lab goblins have been unleashed. Zero, another competitor who has yet to really break through into the upper rankings of the clout-chasing faithful. Has proven in the past, however, he does excel in these types of multi-man matches. And in a competition where the aim is to throw your opponent over that top rope, the strength and size of Reynolds is definitely something that works in his favor. See that new no-nonsense look of Reynolds. The rooster tail is gone. We've got the buzz cut.
From Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, weighing in at 200 pounds, the X Factor.
Some unpredictability joining the match now as Sevius Doom charges down, another more recent addition to the roster. Sevius has proven to be an unpredictable but very, very effective competitor inside the squared circle thus far. Won't be allowed to bring that pipe into the ring, of course, but he has proven in the past he doesn't need it.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
And from Authority Megacorp HQ, weighing in at 275 pounds, GP.
And here he comes, the OG villain of All Influencer Wrestling, the golden ticket. Somebody who, with the rise of metrics, arguably has had his stock fall a little bit in recent times. Golden Ticket looking here tonight to re-establish himself as a dominant threat and remind everybody just what he is capable of as you stare up at the lights, looking down at that $sign of chest fuzz. Looking to punch his ticket back to the top. And speaking of OG villains, the unpredictable
from Minnesota, weighing in at
Steve
268
Sparks.
pounds, Steve Unpredictable Sparks.
That's what I said. Sparks, somebody who has proven himself to be a bit of a master manipulator in the previous experiences we have had with him here, has lost control, it seems, of his original protege, Brock, the current holder of one of our 2 drama bombs. Has seemingly branched out on his own, which caused Sparks to go and hunt for a new ally, which he seemingly had found in the Phantom. Those 2 starting up a tag team and proving to be very effective against the likes of Avric and Tiff. Is that an alliance which is continuing into our fresh season, or is Sparks on the lookout for new allies, new minions to do his bidding? We see the rest of the field warming up in the back there. If you are looking for somebody who is familiar with the golden ticket, look no further.
England, weighing in at 242 pounds,
Renace Crimson. An intense rivalry early in our history with the golden ticket, which eventually resulted in a fracturing of the friendship between Renace and Chris Cinneas. A relationship which has yet to be repaired, the 2 very much going their separate ways after Stephen Joyce took a rather severe injury during a War Games match as a result of the rivalry between Renace and the golden ticket. You have to imagine that those 2 are going to be keeping a very close eye on each other during this matchup. Renace in this match in general, another dangerous competitor, very tall, very powerful, very difficult to get over that top rope, but easily able to send others over it himself. Renace, the golden ticket, and Big Magic Reynolds, definitely the favourites into this field, but you cannot underestimate the lighter, more agile competitors. Just look at the fact that Abel Warren has been our Sold Clout champion since day one and is yet to be unthroned. And speaking of potential alliances,
And their opponent, from wherever he wants, weighing in at 294 pounds, the Phantom.
will we find out in this match if that burgeoning alliance between Steve Sparks and the Phantom is still in effect? We saw in our opening match with the Dangerous Alliance how even that blood bond between siblings who have been a dominant tag force since our inception has no bearing in a battle royal. The freakish athleticism, moving like a man of his size should not be able to do. Renace there on the outside already sizing up Bude, it looks like. And in we go. And you have to notice there in the middle, Stephen Joyce, by far the smallest competitor in this match, but not somebody to... And holy crap, Big Magic Reynolds is gone already. Reynolds immediately eliminated. I didn't even see, I believe it was Renace. Reynolds already thrown out. There is no playing around in this match. Oh my. Golden Ticket cracking Phantom down over the knee. Renace now locking up with Sevius Doom. And Golden Ticket trying to eliminate Steven. Can he get him? Can Steven fight back through? I don't think so. Steven's gone. Balls, balls. We are off to an explosive start in this match. And Golden Ticket toying there with Sevius. Golden Ticket really looking to re-establish his dominance. Bude now locking up with Phantom. Phantom got the better of that exchange. Sparks almost getting in the way there a little bit. And big boot, out goes Bude. 3 eliminations already, barely a minute into this match. These clout chasers did not come to play tonight. Swinging DDT there by Sevius, locking up with Sparks. We have both Phantom and Golden Ticket taking a breather on the outside, up and down over the knee. There goes Renace. Big lariat sends down Sevius and takes a knee from Phantom for his trouble. Golden Ticket charging through. And Phantom has Sevius over the shoulder and bounces off the rope. Perhaps, arguably, Phantom should have taken the opportunity to throw Sevius out of the ring with that. Renace rolling through, has Phantom right up on the shoulders, and down goes the Phantom. Into the corner. Sparks locking up with Golden Ticket. Over goes GT. Renace trying to pick his positioning carefully, has Sparks up over the shoulders. Sparks able to wriggle free. Running clothesline sends down Golden Ticket. Boot to the back of the head. Neck breaker, down goes Steve Sparks. Phantom and Renace locked up. And ooh, snap kick there, knocks down, and Phantom falling to the knees, praying to whatever hot topic spawned him. Didn't seem to work though. Golden Ticket punched Phantom for it, and up. And there's Golden Ticket just showing off that lifting strength, pressing Sparks in the middle of the ring. Renace grabbing the hair of Phantom. And down he goes. Golden Ticket goes for a spin. Up off the middle rope, spinning kick sends Renace down to the mat. GT has Sevius up and he bounces him off that top rope again. And you have to wonder, was not trying to go for the elimination at that point a smart move? Clubbing double axe handle there by Sevius to Steve Sparks. Oh, Phantom's at a very dangerous position on the outside. Can he hold on? Clubbing blows from Golden Ticket. desperately trying to shove him through. Renee's trying to get in the way to mess up that. Phantom still barely holding on. Double kick, and that is it. Phantom is down. Punched by the golden ticket. That is 2 eliminations thus far for GT, I believe. Sparks tied up in the ropes in a dangerous position himself. Golden Ticket hoisting Renees up, and over he goes. One of the few competitors able to lift Renees that easily. Sparks was playing possum. Golden Ticket charged, almost went over the top rope for his troubles. Even going over the top rope, there goes Renees. And the Golden Ticket seemingly just saved Renees from elimination. What on earth was that about? Renees not having any of it though, trying to get Golden Ticket out as Sparks is dropped to the mat by Sevius Doom. And up, and Golden Ticket once again showing off that strength. Sevius not having any of it, going with those quick strikes and lighting him up in the middle. I think Sevius tried to lift up Golden Ticket, wasn't able to do it. GT made him suffer for it, but Sparks right there with those quick strikes. Renees being left to recover for a moment. That may have been an oversight by the rest of the competitors. He's waiting there looking for Sparks. And Ren has Sparks up on the shoulder. Sparks trying to fight free and is just able to wiggle free. And snap suplex, over goes Renees. Golden Ticket back to his feet. Kept up by Ren. Into the corner goes Sparks. Saw Golden Ticket stalking from behind. Ren keeping eyes in the back of his head. Sends GT into the corner. And going back trying to get him out. Golden Ticket seemingly not having what he has done to Renees be forgotten. Sevius over the top rope. He's hanging on. Oh, Sparks eliminates Sevius Doom. We are down to 3. Sparks taking his opportunity and double-handed hook suplex, over goes Renees. Golden Ticket now, and dropping down to the mat goes Steve Sparks. Golden Ticket stalking Renees there. What does Golden Ticket have in mind? And the ticket punch, down goes Ren. Over the top rope, Renees hanging on. Golden Ticket though able to, but there's Sparks right where he needed to be, and over there goes the opportunistic Steve Sparks. Saw his window and he took it. No messing around in this match. We saw Reynolds out almost immediately. Stephen Joyce followed very quickly after. But that is why you need eyes in the back of your head in these multi-competitive matches. Golden Ticket focused on taking out Renees, and Sparks right there to take full advantage. We see there the ticket punch. That was the move that cost Renees his match. But as Ticket took out Ren, his own momentum used against him by Sparks allowed him to hoist over the rope.
Steve Unpredictable Sparks.
He is called Unpredictable for a reason. Sparks, the initiator, the instigator, the planner of all influencer wrestling, setting himself up. But we are far from done here tonight. We have now 2 matches left on the card. We have our main event, which was initially going to be up next, a showcase match, as all of our related division champions take each other on. We have Blix teaming up with Aria and Nightvalley, the Sold Clout champion and the $1 Shillion champion, teaming up to take out the the Double Clout tag champions of Candied Ginger. But before that, we're going to revisit a match from earlier. I feel that Battlestar's experience with Metrix having a new ally was a little unbalanced. We're tired of Metrix pulling these types of tricks. So we're going to be back in action with a different spin on the rematch after these short messages. We'll be right back.
Luz tried everything to open the door, but it wouldn't budge. Hammers, axes, magic, saws, more magic, fire, even more magic, and magic explosions. Still, the door refused her. Why? After all this time and effort, why wouldn't the damn thing open? Sure, it was an enchanted door that would open the path to a potentially catastrophic amount of magic pouring back into the universe, causing endless natural disasters that would drown or bury most cities from existence. But there was an equally high chance that wouldn't happen, and that the magic had been sealed away by ignorant fools for nothing. She had to believe there was a reason why she could tap into a sliver of the magic locked behind the door. That this was it, her singular life purpose. Open the door, restore its magic back to everyone like it used to be in the stories, where anyone could use magic, for good or bad. That had to be it, right? That had to be why she was standing here, in the door's pocket dimension, on a small plot of Earth, large enough for only one person to stand in front of it, swearing at this void-black door with iridescent veins flowing along its surface like water, living, taunting her to just open it already. So why was it so hard to swing the damn thing wide? Somehow, she had shoved the door apart just a crack ages ago. A thin, wispy line of light seeped out of a seam down the centre. Whenever she used teleportation magic, as she had decided to call it since she didn't know the correct term and hadn't seen others use it before, probably because it was dangerous and required sliding through space and time, but who was counting? She tapped into a sliver of warmth and power to travel wherever she wished. She'd managed that slight opening unthinking as a child, then never again. What was she doing wrong now? Worse, what if she wasn't doing anything wrong? What if this door wasn't meant to open for her after all? What else could there be for her but this? After everything, after all that searching, what else could there be?
This has been an extract from The Void Door by V.M. Ayala. To read the full story, please visit beneath-ceaseless-skies.com and search for issue 378. And thank you for watching Masterpiece Theatre.
What do you do when faced with an opponent you just can't get the hang of? You go full Tank Mei.
The following is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, Chaos!
Team Chaos back in full force. Battlestar Galactica and Chris Cinneas have not teamed together in some time. But since we now have Metrix deciding to bring her own ally out in the form of Algae Rhythm, I figured why not book them in an actual match.
Everything says Metrix.
And their opponents, the Syndicate!
Representing a group known as the Syndicate, together they call themselves Analytics. Marion Eleanor Trix, more commonly known as Metrix, and her new ally, Algae Rhythm. We're gonna see just what he can do in the ring as well. Battlestar up on the rope already. She is desperate to get this match started. She wants another piece of Metrix. Standard mixed tag rules do apply in this. Battlestar will be facing Metrix. Cinneas will be facing Algae Rhythm. Tag does mean the opponent has to tag in as well. And blows in there for Cinneas and counters and taunting to the crowd. Up he goes. It's been a while since we have seen Cinneas in action as well. We have to wonder how much ring rust is going to be present during this. And up he goes, ties up Algae Rhythm in the Tree of Woe position and boot straight to the chest, and then rubbing that boot into the face. And it goes for the tag, giving Battlestar their opportunity to get another chance to get their hands onto Metrix, and down he goes, sends Metrix crashing down to the ground. Bounces her off the ropes and spinning back elbow. Feint and strike, and up over the shoulders, and atomic slam. Down goes Metrix. Boot. Battlestar really just tearing a strip off of Metrix now. And spin, and around you go, and down to the ground. Going for the pin early to Metrix, able to power out, but Battlestar looking to avenge that loss from earlier. Metrix, though, now taking advantage of that shift in momentum, just pummeling into the face of Battlestar. Slams down to the mat. Dropping over the shoulders. And just the disrespect, dusting of the hands. Battlestar back to their feet. Into the ropes and over. And hip toss, over goes Battlestar. And Metrix decided to give Algae Rhythm another shot. Cinneas cannot wait to get his hands on him. Running clothesline, down he goes. Big chop to the chest and over. And the dramatic bow. Cinneas playing to the crowd. Is that something that's going to cost him, though? Down goes Rhythm and wrenching the left arm back. Trying to tear it out of the socket is Cinneas, going back for the tag, and Battlestar legal again, trying to keep each competitor fresh. Big boot, but Metrix had it scouted and blocked it. And over goes Battlestar. We saw that strike to the back there. The bad back of Battlestar Galactica, something Metrix has always been sure to target during their feud. And DDT, down goes Battlestar. Cinneas trying to get in to break out the pin. Algae Rhythm there ready to stop him, but didn't need it. Val able to power through. Pulling herself up and shoulder check. Down to the outside goes Battlestar. But for Metrix's trouble, we are now down on that unforgiving wooden ship's decking, and crack down goes the knee. Metrix wants no part of that, sends Val back into the ring, taking a moment to taunt the crowd as well. Val took the bait, and down again, driving that back into that wooden decking. And Spear almost sent Val into those vicious steel steps as well. Tying up the arm and just holding the L up to their head, the disrespect being shown. Metrix really wants Battlestar to know who is in control right now. We're up to the count of 6. The contest needs to get back into the ring. Battlestar able to fight back. And Spinebuster, down goes Metrix, and into the ring goes Val. Metrix able to haul herself back up. Can she beat the ref's count? And she does. And just punch right to the nose. Metrix, I think, has had enough. Algae Rhythm back in, which means Cinneas now is also legal. And it gets the better of that exchange, up and over, and he's got that hooked in still. It's down goes Algae Rhythm. Suplex, and Algae Rhythm able to power out. Battlestar not yet able to return to the corner, seemingly feeling the effects of that last attack. Algae Rhythm now in control. Hooks the arms and over with that suplex. Down goes Cinneas. Val finally back to their feet. Cinneas taking a moment to roll out to try and recover. Wrenching the legs of Cinneas. And sends him back into the ring. Battlestar, though, tries to tie, and Battlestar's got her hands on Algae Rhythm, sending him right back into the ring where Cinneas is waiting to deliver a boot to the spine. Tank main team tactics right there. Oh, counter though by Algae Rhythm. Clubbing blow to the head of Cinneas, and up and over, and looks like he's reversing, stealing that own technique. Over goes Cinneas, his own suplex turned against him, but Battlestar is right there to break up the pinfall. Algae Rhythm can't quite believe it, goes to tag back in Metrix. Battlestar and Metrix now legal. Cinneas finally back up to his feet, shaking off that last attack. And with that, Metrix deciding she doesn't want any more of Battlestar. And down goes Cinneas. Val goes down as well. Is that going to be it? No, Cinneas just able to power out. That distraction by Battlestar and Metrix locking up was able to delay the ref's count long enough, but Cinneas counters. Cinneas counters. And up he goes. Are we going to see? I think we see. It's the keel haul. Down we... I'm sorry, that was anchors away. Cinneas' finisher. Is that going to do it? Metrix is right there. Metrix unable to break it just in time. Battlestar had her distracted on the outside. Algae Rhythm is put away. Tank Main are victorious. And you can see Metrix there trying to make her way back in, just too slow. Reunited, and it feels so good. Team Tank Main back in action, able to avenge that loss earlier in the night. But you have to wonder, where is this going to take this rivalry in future? Battlestar and Metrix both recruiting allies. Is this feud only going to spill over further? But without further ado, we have one more match on the card tonight. We have 4 of our 5 champions in action in this grand showcase match. Our Sold Clout champion Glix teams up with the $1 Shillion champion Aria Nightvalley to take on the tag champions Candy Ginger. We'll be right back for that after these short messages.
Hi, I'm Captain Turiant Guidel, most dashingly handsome pirate in all of Limsalaminsa, and the Clout Missioner of all influencer wrestling. As a swashbuckling pirate, I know a thing or two about hats. And sometimes, even I feel the hats I own are just too big. So when I feel the need for minuscule millinery, there's only one place that comes to mind. TinyHatLabs.com. Tiny Hat Labs have always sought to push the boundaries of what's possible in client engagement millinery feedback solutions. Their guiding question remains the same today as it was when they were founded. What if small hat, but tiny? Operating at the nexus of science, engineering, artificial intelligence, art, fashion and design, Tiny Hat Labs seeks to pave the way to a paradigm shift in headpiece technology. While others ask, how much? TinyHatLabs.com asks, how little? I'm Captain Turiant Guidel, and TinyHatLabs.com is my favourite place for hats on the internet.
Welcome back for our main event tonight.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall. Introducing first, from Colorado, one half of the Action Champions, Holiday.
Candy Holiday, one half of Team Candy Ginger, wearing that title belt around her waist. You have to imagine that there are a few tag teams starting to form in this division who are going to be having their eyes on those, but for right now, Candy Ginger sit at the top of the Clout Mountain. The Cloutin', if you will. Please silence your cell phones and unwrap your candy wrappers now. The performance is about to begin.
And her partner from New York, one half of the Action Champions,
These two may not be a tag team, but they hold gold.
prestigious Internet Champion, the Superstar.
Only our second ever Sold Clout champion Glix has had that title around her waist for quite some time, claiming it off of our first ever Sold Clout champion, Michaela Lane. Glix has nonetheless held that title for an extensive period of time. Nobody has been able to knock that off as of yet. Here is our $1 Shillion, champion.
From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the Internet Honor Champion, Lady Winter.
Aria Nightvalley, having claimed that title from our previous champion, Jennifer Storio. Aria has seemingly built up quite the ego since claiming that title. A vicious streak in Lady Nightvalley has really started to emerge, as we can see there, her getting the referee to hold the ring ropes open for her as she is making her way in. Passing off her scepter and her crown. All competitors in this at the peak of clout chasing. This could go either way. You have to argue the advantage in the match certainly is with Candy Ginger being the experienced team. They know each other extremely well. They work together very, very effectively. But Glix and Aria, both champions in their own right, they've both been across from the ring from each other and have tagged together before. Candy just taking a moment to take a quick blow at Aria there. Moment to taunt. The taunt pose there by Candy, something I believe she calls the Team Rocket. And tried to get a chokehold in there. Both members of the other team trying to getting involved at this point. Glix, seeing off Her Royal Highness the Ginger Flame, she who sings on the grave of her enemies, gave Candy, though, enough time to recover. The incredible clash of colours going on in the ring right now. A big boot sends Glix over. Candy following through. And big clothesline sends Glix down to the ship's decking, firing up the crowd. The consummate show person is Candy Holiday. Blow to the face, Glix down, and she turns her attention once again back to Nightvalley, it seems. Nightvalley able to hang on to the apron. And up she goes, and down. Knee to the face of Glix, and there goes the tag, giving Her Royal Highness the Ginger Flame a look in, but that gave Glix the time to make that much-needed tag. Boot to the face of Her Royal Highness from Aria, a very noble matchup. A member of the Winter Court versus our operatic queen. Working over the leg is Aria. We know she has that figure 4 leg lock in her repertoire that has been used to great effect. Cool, roll through, small package there, but not able to even get a single count there, I believe. Aria rolling back out, taking a moment, got the attention of Candy, and sends her back into the ring, followed by the Ginger Flame. And back in goes the tag. Glix, now legal competitor. Tags from the team of Glix and Nightvalley thus far coming more out of desperation and strategy, it seems. But shoving those boots down onto the chest of the Ginger Flame, but she's able to counter, goes out of the way. Another, oh, I thought she was going for another roll-up attempt, but no. Swinging neckbreaker, down goes Glix. And Ginger Flame going for the tag again. Yep, Candy Holiday, now the legal competitor. Glix tying Candy up in the ropes, trying to wrench out that arm, take out that dangerous striking offense of Holiday, but she's able to catch that blow and counter. And raining down blows into the face of our Sold Clout champion. Another tag, Candy Ginger, with those frequent tags keeping each other fresh. That is solid tag strategy, these two. That is why they hold that tag gold. Glix, though, has countered, able to get back in the ring, get back that momentum going, and up goes the Royal Highness onto the shoulder, and good night. Go to sleep, says Glix, but Candy right there to break up that pinfall attempt. Tagging in Aria. kip up from the Ginger Flame, and draping the leg sent Aria Nightvalley just flying, and there's that tag once again. Candy Holiday now legal. Candy and Aria now, I think the two legal competitors, maybe for the first time in this match. And there's that spinning kick from Candy that we've seen end 1-2. Barely able to kick out, but Aria Nightvalley just makes that 2 count. No assistance from Glix until it was almost too late. That's that lack of communication that might cost this team this match. There goes that tag though. Glix now the legal competitor once again. Sends Candy off the ropes and vault over and jump. And just shoulder checks, able to break the momentum there. That flying punch off the top rope. We've seen Glix end many a match with that. And going once again for the tag of this team. Maybe starting to gel a little bit now. Get those more frequent tags to keep each other fresh. Oh, Candy able to counter that attempt there by Aria, and her own mid-rope jumping punch tags in the Ginger Flame. Of course, Nightvalley now in a maybe dangerous position, because with her extensive operatic ability, if there is anybody who knows how to handle an Aria, it's the Ginger Flame. And able to kick out at 2. Nightvalley hauls Ginger back to the feet. Dragging her back over to the corner. Are we going to now see maybe some... Yep, tag. And we're going to see some double team offense now from this team. And up and over goes the Ginger Flame. Glix and a Royal Highness now in place, but makes that tag. Candy now once again back in. We've seen Candy and Glix in this ring for a lot of this match together. Glix lighting her up with those striking offenses. There's that draping knee. Is that going to do it? The Ginger Flame is currently out of action, but no, Candy able to dig deep, kicks out at 2. And shoulder check breaks the momentum of that charge. Tried to go for a running knee. Glix had that blocked. And returning the favor from earlier, now raining down those blows onto the face of Candy Holiday. Knee to the ribs. Or boot to the ribs, excuse me. Trying to tie up those arms. Oh, and going for the fingers there, I believe. Yep. And double knee down, rolling through, crashing down onto the spine of Candy Holiday. Tags out Aria. Ginger Flame finally able to haul herself back to her feet on the outside of the ring there. And Candy with that burst of motion. And there's that tag team offense that we've seen. Clubbing blows to Glix on the outside as Aria waits for a chance. And takes advantage. Sacrificing her partner there, but over she goes. Drives Candy down. Ginger Flame, though, breaks up that pin. Candy able to get to the rope break as well. Rolling to the outside to recover for a little bit, as Glix herself has been able to recover, and crossbody over the top rope. Crashing down with full weight onto Candy Holiday goes Aria Nightvalley. Wrenches that leg too, trying to take out the high-flying ability. Another clubbing blow to the inner thigh of Candy Holiday. Hoists up and sends her back into the ring. Does not want this match to end by count out. I'm sure none of us do. Ginger Flame able to get the tag. Candy desperately needs that time to recover. And up and down goes Aria. Taking a moment to bask in the crowd's glory is the Ginger Flame, something she is extremely used to. Leg drop sends Aria crashing down to the mat. Missed the big boot, but able to keep the momentum going. And crack over the knee and then down to the canvas. Took a moment to play to the crowd, but I think was maybe playing possum there. Elbows into the gut of Nightvalley. Spinning back elbow. And drop kick to the back of the head. Going for the pinfall, but Glix is waiting right there. Doesn't need it. Kicks out at 1. Grab the leg, counter by Nightvalley. And smashing the Ginger Flame down over her knee, pulling her away from that rope. Smart move there, but putting her closer to her own corner, which could be a risk. I think, though, she's maybe going for that figure 4. She is. That dangerous figure 4 leg lock of Aria Nightvalley. We've seen it end many a match, and she's got the bridge in. She's got that bridge in deep. Is Candy Holiday around? And yes, she is. Candy recovered just in time to break that pinfall and save the Ginger Flame, who is now incensed, lighting Nightvalley up with those knees. And there's the tag. Candy Holiday now once again legal. Considered trying to knock Glix off the apron there, I believe, but giving it a little moment. Those draping knee blows, or foot blows, and running boot into the corner, but Aria kicks right back up. Bounces her off the turnbuckle. I think it's time for some Candy Ginger double team offense this time. Sends Aria going, and over she goes, up and down. Ginger Flame waiting there, and cross check, and over she goes, and that is fittingly the final Aria. Glix did a little bit of a runaround there, possibly to try and build some momentum, able to break up the pinfall attempt. Ginger Flame going to the top rope. We don't see this often, and what a beautiful moonsault by Her Royal Highness, the Ginger Flame, she who sings on the graves of her enemies. Tags in Candy. Aria really taking a beating in this match now. Glix needs to get in. Blocks that running punch, but not the second time. Boot down goes Nightvalley. Tying up, and oh, we saw this done by Glix earlier. Candy doing the same thing, wrenching that rest of Nightvalley before the double knee drop across the spine. And there we go, running, spinning knee, but Glix is right there and breaks up the pinfall. She considered it earlier. She should have gone back and knocked Glix off that apron first. Still working over the spine of Aria Nightvalley and tagging in the Ginger Flame. And just getting brutal with it now. Technique out the window for the Ginger Flame, just pounding Nightvalley into the mat. And up she goes, and over suplex. And tag in again. Candy back in the match. Hooks the arm up and drops onto the knee. Aria scoops the leg, trying to cause a shift in momentum, and there is that desperately needed tag. The much more fresh Glix, now the legal competitor. Not that it helped much. Oh, there we go. Kip up though, and Candy bouncing off in her opponent's corner. Bit of a risky move. Not able to get all of that move right there. Able to, though, wriggle out of that hold by Glix. And there we go. Knee strike by Candy. But Glix right there in her corner. Not a great chance for a pin there. Goes to make that tag. Ginger Flame is legal. And takes a knee to the face for her troubles. Glix is up, and missile drop kick off the mid rope there by Glix. Trying to go for a tag with some offense there, but I think Ginger Flame able to power out with that. Blows to the gut, up she goes, and scoop slam down goes Glix. Goes for the pinfall, but Nightvalley is right there. Kicks out at 1 anyway. That time out of the active ring to recover, really doing Glix a world of good there. Tag is made. And sending Glix off the rope, and up and over she goes, crashing down. Just stomping an absolute hole in Glix is Candy Holiday, but Glix still able to kick up. Candy trying to maybe go for another mid-rope assisted punch, but Glix caught her. Sizing up her opponent. Looks like Glix might be walking with a little bit of a limp there, though. Nonetheless, putting that pressure onto the chest of Candy Holiday and double knee strike. Holiday hauling herself to her feet as the tag is made. Aria Nightvalley legal once more. Sends Holiday into the ropes, knocks Glix down. Crack over the knee. Trying to reposition Holiday away from the ropes there. I think she's probably then going for that figure 4 once again. She is indeed. She put a lot of work in those legs earlier to try and weaken the limbs of Candy Holiday. And the bridge is in. Can Candy power through? Glix is there. Was going to try and prevent interference from the Ginger Flame, but the Ginger Flame came in and Glix wanted no part of it. Sacrificing her partner there, it seems. It tags in Glix now. Cross chop, runs into the ref. Candy damn near knocked out in the middle of the ring there. Glix giving Aria a chance to come in and finish this off. And just taunting Candy Holiday there. Clutching that injured knee. Candy's legs have taken an absolute beating in this match. If that figure 4 gets locked in again, that may well be it. I don't know how much more punishment Candy can take. Although able to counter that running kick from Glix. And strikes with the good knee. And there it is. Draping knee kick. We've seen Candy end matches with that before. Goes for the pinfall. Kick out at 1. Gonna take a lot more damage than that to keep our Soul Clout champion down. And bad ring positioning there by Glix. Tried to go for a pin right next to the Ginger Flame. Glix had enough, sends Ginger Flame crashing down to the outside, but that gave Candy a moment to roll out as well. Grappling on the outside, and big kick from Candy. And there's again that spinning roundhouse. Is that going to do it? No sign of Nightvalley, and that has it done. Nightvalley not bothering to come in and save Glix. Candy Holiday puts Glix away for the 3 count. Candied Ginger are victorious. Seems the team of Blix and Aria maybe falling apart a little bit at the end there. Not able to quite get on the same page, whereas Candy Ginger, our tag champs, absolutely having each other's back. You have to wonder at this point who will be the competitors that will challenge for those tag titles. But with that done, that is our main event. This has been the return of All Influencer Wrestling Season 2 kicking off right here. We've had those explosive 8-man battle royals. We have seen the furthering of rivalries. We have seen the reformation of Tank Main. We have seen Metrix debut her new ally in Algae Rhythm. And we have seen our tag champs come out on top once again. It is sure to be an exciting second season here for All Influencer Wrestling. I have been your clout missioner, Captain Tyrion Guidal, the most nationally handsome pirate in all of professional wrestling. We will see you next week, and as always, remember to stay #out for clout. Good night.